So, Sandeep, I'm an early morning person. Good for you. So let's begin. Let me just put myself as a spotlight. Can you all see me on your screen? Bhavna, I started to read books. Amazing. Congratulations. So happy to know this. I'm happy because I'm also starting again. I went through a little bit of low phase and I'm also keeping back with my momentum. All right, so who's ready? Type it in the chat box. And it will be great if all of you can put yourself on mute for now. And we come back to going unmuted and then asking questions and everything during the call. All right. So here are my 3 invitations. I said them out loud in the last group coaching call as well, and I'm going to repeat them. Number 1, do not coach the person after the call. So even if you're connected with the other person whom I'm going to coach in this call, please don't go them and try to solve their problems. It takes a lot of courage to show up and share publicly. Okay. Number 2, create your insights. Listen for yourself as if I'm coaching you in this moment, in this call. Third, choose compassion over judgment. Okay. And okay, second point, insight over agreement. You don't need to agree with me. I'm totally fine with it if you don't agree with what I said, but go beyond agreement or disagreement. Why am I saying what I'm saying? Okay, what could be the reason? Well, this thing came to my mind. So judgment is not only about the other person, that how wrong that person is, what's wrong with them, or it doesn't have to be where you're standing upwards and you're looking downwards at someone. The judgment can also be negative, or wait, let me find the better words. So the judgment or comparison can be upward or downwards, and both are equally harmful. Upward comparison is he has something that I don't. Downward comparison is he doesn't have something that I have. Or I should be happy that I have this much. People don't have that. That's not a very helpful statement. It's not a very growth-oriented, positive, loving statement, right? So let's try to not judge, or let's try to choose compassion over judgment. Okay. Before we go into the coaching part, I'm going to share how I got into this topic that I do want to talk a little bit about. I'm going to set the introduction as a premise, as a foundation, and we're going to cover the coaching in the session. So today's topic is, what do I need in this moment? Okay. Last night, I was thinking about how my physical health is going. And I know I've been working out relatively better now, but I also know that I'm not yet 100% into it. There is some gap. I can see that. I know I could do so much better. And I started thinking that I feel that I need some inspiration. Like, I maybe need to watch a movie, a really, emotional movie or something, or I need to go for a TED talk, or like I need to brainwash a little bit myself, with inspiration. But I don't know how do I do that? Like, where do I find something like that? And just like Facebook and Instagram has algorithms, universe as well has algorithms. And somehow when I was scrolling through Facebook videos, I came across gym transformation videos. And that was one of the quickest manifestations I've seen happening in the world. Like, I thought about something and it came into reality. I asked something. Okay, I think I need more inspiration. I need to see the positive impact of this, why a person must be doing physical activities. And the universe gave that to me within a few hours. A lot of times, most of times, I've seen people negotiating with their dreams. The last session was creating your dreams or creating your dream life, something around that. I want to continue this session as a sequence to that. And now that if you know what you want to have in your life, what you want to create in your life, a very obvious but not so obvious question is, what do I need in this moment? Okay. So before we go to the coaching part, I'd want you, everyone who is in the call, to type it in the chat box. Today, I want to create ... in this call. Today, I want to create ... in this call. Fill in the blanks. If I were coaching you, what would you want to create in this call? Today, I want to create some change into me. Sheetal, you wrote, please share few insights on money blocks. How can you reword it into that format that I gave? Today, I want to create ... for myself, or in this call, or whatever. Riyanshi, today, I want to create more compassion and patience for myself and my profession. Sheetal, today, I would like to work on my money reality. Okay. Welcome, Rohan. Today, I want to create a roadmap for myself. Today, I want to create a better positive mindset and overall growth. Great, Ishita. So when I talk to whoever I'm going to talk to, everybody else who's in the room, I want you to listen so deeply that it should be like I'm coaching you. I'm going to be here with full of my energy, okay? And you are going to create insights for yourself. So, wait a second. Manvi, what did you write? I'm still thinking.
Yeah, I don't know what I want to create, but I'm not able to fit what I want in the phrase that you've given me. Today I want to create. So I'm still thinking.
What's the phrase that sounds natural to you?
I want to learn how to break from monotony.
Today, I want to create non-monotonous life. Does that fit? Okay. All right. So, Sheetal, are you ready? So, one condition to come on the hot seat of coaching is you have to turn your camera on, because I don't think I can coach on audio only for now. Okay. So, let's welcome Sheetal. Are you up for it, Sheetal?
Yes, the Panshu, hi.
Hi. Give me a minute. So you are on pin. Let me just figure this out. Give me a moment. Okay, amazing. Meanwhile, whoever is left, please write, today I want to create ... in the chat box so I can see that. Yes, Sheetal. What money blocks do you have? You're on mute.
To use the Panshu, like when I think of money, there's a fear deep inside. Like, how can I ask somebody to pay me for what the session is all about? I can't put any figure to it. Like, I feel whatever number I put, it will be too much.
Then is it a money problem or is it a you problem?
Yeah.
Tell me more about that. Anyone else who has had this issue asking for anything so money is in Sheetal's case, but asking for anything like a favor or help from anyone, especially strangers? Raise your hand or say yes in the chat box so I know you are here. Okay. Go on, Sheetal.
I think just that I would, and I can figure it out right now is what in my mind.
Okay. First of all, thank you for sharing that. Takes courage. No, it's not easy. What do you need in this moment?
I would like to remove this fear or whatever it is inside me, and I would like to come out of this and just be courageous and don't have any judgment about what I'm doing in my life.
Okay. What is the fear? What
That
fear?
I'll be wrong. What if I choose this? What I'm going to do right now, being a life coach, shouldn't be a wrong decision of my life.
Okay.
And it is all fear based, Dipanshu.
So is it like a fear of failure? What if you fail?
Or what if I charge so much, will I be a genuine person? Like I'm just being money minded.
What's wrong in being money minded? What's money? Define money. Everyone else define money in the chat box. Money is ... Fill in the blanks. What is money?
Money is a source of freedom to me, where I can.
Manvi said the exactly same thing. Money is freedom.
Yeah, money is freedom.
Money is freedom. 2 votes. Okay. Money is energy, medium of exchange. So more money makes people ... The second blanks. Everybody else fill it up in the chat box. So here's the thing. If you are not active in this call, it's not going to really help you. I know a lot of you who's present here are attending my sessions for the first time. But if you're here for the information only, it's not really going to help. You can go and check out my blog. You get a lot of information. If you want to get something really effective out of the session, type more things in the chat box. More money means more options. More money gives you more choices. Money is something which will make you become free from regular work. Okay. What's your answer, Sheetal? More money makes people ...
More money makes people travel and I mean, it will give me freedom to what I would like to do in life. I would like to learn a lot of things, but money becomes.
Understand. It is tough to open up as what you're doing.
And also, I feel when I get money, I just spend it without even thinking. I see something, and I just want to buy it, no matter what. How expensive it is. But then I have done that in past, and current situation is not like that. I have to think even before I spend anything. Um,
There are two parts of money. One is creating and second is keeping. A lot of people who create money and are not able to keep it end up bankrupt. Anyone else, everyone who's here, have you ever had a problem with either creating more money or keeping more money? Any of these two?
Both, I would say, in my case.
Okay, we will talk about it. Rohan, did you write what would you want to create in this session? You joined us a little late, I think.
I'll do that right now.
Sure. Tell me about your childhood, Sheetal. Are you okay sharing this? I can sense a little bit of discomfort in your body right now.
I would like to share.
Okay. Talk to me about how money was in your life when you grew up, like in the first 10 years of your life.
Past 10 years. I knew that money comes hard way because when I was a kid, um, I saw my parents, earning money hard way, and one of my parents used to, have point of views about money, that money comes hard way, and um, how this generation has been treated in terms of, whatever they want to have in their life, they can. But I never had, so I had this point of view that okay, I'm going to do it myself, and money comes hard way, like it doesn't come easy, like you have to struggle a lot. And I think that is what I've been doing past 10 years, in a job, working hard and getting up early morning, going for a flight, coming back tired. um, so I think there's a lot of judgment about the money, I would say.
Okay. Okay. I 100% understand and agree with what you say.
Maybe I'm not able to put in words also.
What you're saying is totally like really clear. Growing up in a family where money was not very easy and comfortable. Anyone from us who has gone through that, seeing our parents struggle to earn money, and they would say that hard work is the only answer to creating money, right? Who has heard that hard work is the only way to create money? The beliefs that we have create the world we live in. So if you believe money is very hard to come, it will be hard to come. If you start believing money flows naturally to me when I do what I enjoy, things will start happening that way. It may sound very dreamy right now because you are able to see the world this way. But this is also true. Your reality is not the only reality in this world. There can be two right things in the world. There's not only one universal truth, there could be two universal truths. that brings me to the topic. When I said, what do you need in this moment? Most of the advice we get is very contextual, and it's not universal in all the cases. Okay. For some people, the right healthy advice would be, please stop eating a lot. On the other hand, for a lot of people, the most healthy advice would be, please start eating whatever you think you want to eat. Now, both of them are very healthy in context to who need them in that moment. But advices, suggestions, or even these beliefs are very contextual. So that's why the question for today was, what do you need in this moment? What do you need in this moment? For some people, it may mean I need to rest a little bit. For some people, it may mean I need to work a little bit more. Right? That belief that money is very hard to come, is that helping you? Just a minute, I'm scrolling up the chat. What do you want to believe, Sheetal? If whatever you believe would come true, if I give you that, magical white blank paper, what would you write on it about money that you would want to be true? What would all of you would want to write on that blank paper about money that you would want to be true? When I did this activity for the first time, I think April 2020, I wrote, money comes easily to me when I do what comes natural to me. That was my belief. What's yours? What would you want to believe about money? So anytime I'm doing something that's not natural to me, money is going to be a little hard. And I've felt that, I've seen that. Money is easy to earn. Yeah, great. Give it a thought, Cheetal. And Rohan, would you want to come on spot? How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Amazing. So, what would you need in this moment? What do you need in this moment, Rohan? So you said, I would like to create more space for things that help me move towards a more open and vulnerable mindset. What do you need in this moment?
I feel like in this moment, I need to understand the boundaries or the inhibitions that I place on myself, like when I interact with others. And because I feel like that is a big challenge for me when meeting new people or just interacting in teams, is that there's some mental barriers or walls that I put up while that happens. So while I know some of it, a large part of it, I'm still like struggling to understand. Like what stops me from being more open, or what stops me from interacting more freely with others. So yeah, I think that is what I want to do, is understand where the boundaries I'm placing for myself, or where are the challenges that are coming in. Like I know a few, but a lot of it I don't know.
Thank you for sharing that. Curious to know, the boundaries that you said, I know a couple of them, that limitations you're putting on yourself.
Yeah.
Have you been able to move forward in at least those challenges first?
Yeah, some of them, yes. Like I am aware, like as I go into interactions, I am aware that they are at play. So I'm able to sort of regulate my emotions in that regard. But there's still something like something else still blocking it, which I don't know what it is.
Okay. What's your best guess?
I think this is something we've talked about before, is that I keep living in the past, and that has sort of become the habit for me. Whenever I start speaking with someone, is I can't let that go. I feel like there's some version of me that's still living there, even though like I want to live in the present. I want to be fully present, but uh, I don't know, something is still holding me back to past experiences.
Okay. Yes. We have talked about it. It has been a habit of uh, going back in time and not able to let go, right? But you said one phrase that really got me curious. I just cannot let it go. Is that really true, or is it that you don't want to let it go? I'm going to give you a moment to think. Take a moment. Everyone who's watching, what we did with Sheetal was going a little deeper into where is it coming from. If she has money blocks, where is it coming from? A lot of belief systems come from the childhood. And as you see, a lot of major reason why she may be able to uh, find it hard to earn more money is because she thinks it's hard to earn money, right? And it comes from a not so great financial childhood, right? So anytime, sometimes it helps to create that vision, go into the future, ask them what would you want to create 3 years from now. Sometimes it's going to help if you go a little back to understand where is it coming from, with an intention that I want to move in the future. If you stay in the past, you get stuck there. So even if you are having that discussion around past, make sure that you ask, okay, what belief would you want to have in the future? All right. So go on, Rohan. Thank you for waiting.
I think it's a I think it's a bit of both. I feel like there's both aspects at play, because somewhere like being more reserved or being more, just having those inhibitions makes me feel more comfortable in that I don't have to make the extra effort to, come out of it. And it's like a safe space just to, be by myself, be reserved and not have those interactions. But on the other side, there's this fear that will repeat again, that pattern will come in again of those past embarrassing interactions or so on and so forth. So I think there's a combination of both here.
I understand. I'm gonna bring it because to everyone who is in the room, Rohan and I have done some really deep work around the language we use, right? So I'm curious again. I'm gonna circle back to the question. You said I can't let it go. Is cannot the right word to use here? Because if it's humanly possible, you may be able to, right? So I understand you don't want to is also maybe not a great phrase, right? But what other terminology you could be using here? Because I can't do this is a very fixed, limiting belief system. If you say I can't do this, you cannot do this. It's like a full stop. Like there's no conversation beyond that, right? So how can we phrase it in a more empowering way? It cannot be super empowering, obviously, because it's something that we are not able to go forward with. But how can we at least open up the gap of conversation around it? Do you need a few minutes?
One way is I haven't been able to do it so far, but I think with it's um, maybe that could be one way of saying, like, it's I haven't been able, or I haven't done it so far, like I haven't put in the effort so far, but I think with the right effort I could move towards it.
Are you sure you haven't put in the effort yet?
I have, but it's still like it's the keep going back, so I think more effort is probably needed.
Or maybe different efforts?
Yeah.
When you say that I haven't done efforts, or maybe more efforts are needed, sounds like you're judging your past self.
Yeah, I think so.
We're going to come back to you. Okay. So let me just answer this quickly, and then we'll move to Sheetal. How do you know whether to first dive into someone's future or past? What creates a more meaningful impact? Good question. Good question. I'm thinking if there is a scientific answer to this or more of an artistic way to do this. I think it's more of your experience-based thing. Like you'll have more experience. The more experience you have, the more easier it will come to you. Should I go into the future? Should I go into the past first? And there's no right or wrong answer. And in fact, you will do sometimes wrong things. You should have gone into the future or should have gone into the past, right? But the more you coach, the more easier it will be for you to decide, should I go in the past, should I go in the future? Okay. Yes, Chetal. What beliefs would you want to have around money?
I would like to unlearn what I have been seeing since childhood, that earning money is difficult, and a certain figure, say he every month, guzara ho jata hai. Something that I want to unlearn. I would like to be very open and demanding when it comes to money. I just want to. I know I'm capable enough to give my sessions to people. Then why am I hesitating in charging them? Why is that so? Do I put them in my own shoes that they
Why are
would
you
have?
hesitating? It's not about money. It isn't about money. Why are you hesitating to ask money? It's 500. You could return 1,000 to them. You could return 700 to them. It's not about money. It could be about money if you're charging lakhs. Okay. But I don't think it's about money when you're charging 500. Considering that you're earning, you have some money. So if you need to, return some that 500 to, the other person, you could easily do that, right?
Correct.
Then what is it really about? Not being able to ask for money.
Like I don't give hand when it comes to asking for help. So this could also be one of the reason that I am not asking. Or
Why not? It's okay to go and talk about your fears. Why not? If you don't talk about it, it will never come out. You said, I really want it to come out of me.
Because it never came from my parents like to give me a helping hand. So I just stopped expecting.
The question is, why are you not able to ask for money? What are you really afraid of?
I'm not able to think of any answer.
One of the things you mentioned was, I'm afraid that I might not be, I might give them wrong coaching, something like that. What were the words you used?
Mm,
So you said something on the lines of that, I'm afraid that they pay me and I'm not able to justify that. Not these words, but something else.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like I think in my mind that okay, fine, whatever amount if I would charge would benefit them, or is it really worth charging them? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just and this thought just vanishes, and then I'll be like, okay, leave it. I'll see. I ignore.
Okay. So I think for me to help you out here, you need to first be more clear and honest with yourself why you're not able to do this. And only you can find that answer. What are you really deeply afraid of? It's a little too much vulnerability to ask from you in this group call, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. But after the call, make a list of 10 things you're very much afraid of. I'm afraid that dot dot dot. Make a list of 10 things. Has a shared vulnerability exercise we can do. Can everybody write one thing that they are afraid of in the chat box? Be as deep, vulnerable, and open as you can. I'll also join you. Yes, Sandeep, I've read. Thank you. I think to ask people pay me for my hard work, but afraid of losing that particular client. I like to work in my natural way into everything, but people think I'm very strict. How to change their thinking? So my fear is I'm very much afraid that someday I'll not contribute anything. I'll be worthless and I'll not add any value in anyone's life. Like my existence will be meaningless. Like that's my very big fear. I have a deep fear of losing job. I'm afraid of failing. I'm afraid of losing the belief I have in myself. Anyone here who doesn't have any fear? I'm afraid of losing my parents or death. Thank you so much for sharing this. Now consider this as an activity. Make a list of 10 things you're very afraid of. Your fears are actually shadows or masks of your real desires. So my very big desires is to be meaningful in this world. So that fear is the root of like complementary to this desire. I'm afraid of letting my parents down. I'm afraid that I might not be able to make my parents happy. Thank you so much for sharing. Really appreciate that. Okay, Sheetal. So your next step from here is to be more open with yourself. write down your thoughts, whatever is coming to your brain about why you're not able to charge. What are you feeling in your body? Where is it feeling inside of you? Okay. Only then we can move forward from here. Okay. So I'm going to let you go from for now. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm afraid that I might not be able to upskill myself. Thank you for sharing that. So, Manvi, would you want to show up?
Hi, Dipanshu.
Yes. Hello. Just a second. What do you need right now in this moment?
I need to understand how I can create a non-monotonous life for myself, because that's what I need right now. My whole life, like my every day is a fixed routine. Monday to Friday, I have my job. Weekends, I have my coaching business. There's nothing new that has happened in my life. I've been at home for the last 3 years. I don't even like to socialize. I don't even know what excites me anymore. I don't like to meet people. Like I pick out excuses from my drawer of excuses to cancel plans. I just don't know what. I feel I'm burnt out because nothing excites me. But I don't even want to take a step to explore what excites me.
Would it be okay if I share a similar kind of thought that I had just like a few hours
Sure.
ago?
Sure.
So last week I ordered a bottle of ketchup. So it's like Maggie ketchup that has, you know, that beer wala opener thing. Like you have to open with an opener, but I don't have an opener at home. I don't drink. So today I ordered 6 ginger ales, 6 coconut water, and a bottle opener, and some dhania because I don't go out. I order every single thing. Every single thing. And I was realizing how it's making me too a little too much into my, you know, where I live. Like I'm becoming a caveman. I go out from here and I sit in my car and then I drive. And it's just like a metallic cave. So I'm always surrounded by caves. I do understand what you mean, you know, being blocked in a cell, something like that. And I do understand pandemic has a lot to do with it, right? Anyone else who has been a
Sort
little
of.
less social since Corona started?
I was not very social before Corona also.
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter where you were. Everybody came down. Everybody became a little less social. I was very much social. I'd love to have, uh, you know, dinners with my friends at least 3-4 times a week. Now I'm only able to have like once a week or twice a week. What do you like to like? What do you like to? You said you don't even like things to, you know, you have nothing that you like that will energize you. Did you say something like that? What did you say?
I said I don't even want to explore what I would want to do. And there is a reason for that. So I badly want to go on a trip all by myself. But my father is very protective of me. And I have to answer a lot of questions before I can take that step. And there are going to be a lot of things like your location has to be on 24/7. We are going to make sure we'll arrange the transport for you. So I don't have the freedom to do things in my life the way I want to. Even if I turn 32, 42, it's like he's always going to have control over my life. So that bothers me a little.
I can see that.
Yeah.
The problem is in the trip, really, right?
Sorry?
Problem is not with the trip.
No. It's just the confrontation. It's like to convince them I will end up hurting them.
Do you also feel it's your job to make your parents feel proud?
Sort of. My mom has a manifestation board where she's written, my children are well settled and they've made me proud. So it's like in my face, literally whenever I meet her.
That must be tough.
Mm. I don't know if it is because that's what my parents think. Like that's what my parents have done for their parents. So sometimes I feel guilty that why don't I have these feelings for my parents?
Anyone else who has these very imaginative, creative parents who want the best for their kid? Very best for their kid. And sometimes that ends up controlling them, like being in this whole controlling situation. It must be tough.
Can I take a minute?
Sure. Okay. Let's come to Rohan for now. Are you available? Need to go somewhere, Rohan?
No.
Okay. So talk to me. What's coming to your mind? What's something that Manvi or Sheetal said or I said so far that was relevant to you?
Um, I think my parents have also been very controlling of where my career should go. So I completely relate to what was said earlier. Um, Not only controlling like the direction, but controlling like how I think about it or how I what choices can I make in every which direction. And it's like in the house, what my parents think outside, like anything outside my parents' perspective is wrong, like according to them. Like it's so that is kind of the limitation which I have. Um, so yeah. And I also relate to what was said earlier about the hesitation to charge, like for coaching. And I feel like I've spoken to you about it. Like I somewhere I also have that hesitation because I have the fear that I won't be able to give a proper, coaching experience for the other person, and that's why I sort of somewhere hesitate to venture into it also, like just to explore it further.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. We're going to come back to you, Manvi. Take a moment. I usually don't give direct answers, but I'm going to give that to you, Rohan, because you need that in the moment. When I asked you, what do you need in the moment? And I know I've asked you this question a lot of times in the last few months. You have had this pattern of, I want to understand ... I want to know ... To me, that sounds like instead of acting on what you already know, you're trying to collect more and more and more information. Collecting more information helps us a lot. I know one of you, I'm not going to call the name out, who talked to me a few months back that I want to be a life coach. And today only I asked, did you do something about that? And they said, not yet, I need to. It's because we think we need to collect a lot of information before we start. We don't really. We need some information, yes, need some information. But we think more information will protect me. More information will make me feel safe. More information will make me feel confident. Any one of you who has felt that way? Only if I knew more about this, I'll be comfortable doing this. Right? That's a very safe, secure, fear-based approach. Just because you are on this call means that you are willing to do something that nobody else has taught you to do. You're here to not be comfortable, right? Growth is not going to happen if you are very much comfortable. So what can you do today that's going to help you move forward? And going in the past, a lot of times is not the answer, even if you think it is, right? So everyone else, please beware when you be very directive with a client. I am being very directive with Rohan right now. It's because we have had this relationship for a lot of months now. I totally understand where he is. We had this conversation a few days ago, right? So I choose to be very directive with him right now, consciously. Make sure that you are very conscious when you are being directive with someone. Okay. Do you think you have what you need to take the next few steps, Rohan?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I'm there for you and we can connect after the call as well. Okay. For now, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for showing up. Yes, Manvi.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should you feel like, is it your job to make your parents feel proud?
It's not my job, but
It's a responsibility. Sorry. Is it a responsibility?
I don't see it as a responsibility, but I do see it happening sometime because that's what they live for, at least my parents.
Okay. What is it for you? Asking you.
Honestly, for me, it's just creating the kind of life that I want to for myself, so I can, I can where I'm able to, sense freedom in my work. I like my work, and also I'm earning enough from it for, to fulfill my parents and my desires. I want to go at my own pace. I don't want to be like, oh, okay, so he's done so much, now he's going for masters. I am not in that state anymore where I compare my journey with someone else's. I want to go at my own pace and do things when I'm ready.
So you don't have freedom right now from your parents.
No,
What do you have right now? Like, what's the opposite of like not having freedom? What does that mean? What's one word for it?
I can't think of the word.
Okay. Here's a question, a very difficult question to think. How are you creating this? Not to blame
How
yourself,
am I?
not to blame yourself, but how are
Mhm.
you creating this not freedom in your life? Do you believe that you are creating your life even right now?
The kind of life I want?
The kind of life you have right now. Do you believe you have created it? Do you believe you are the creator of your life?
Sort of.
Then how are
But
you creating this not freedom in your life?
how do I explain it? So I have not been vocal enough about my needs or what I want to do with my parents, because once I got shut out The day I got shut out for the first 2-3 times, then I stopped telling them. My friends used to ask me for, like, do you want to come hang out or take a trip? I used to be like, no, my mom said no, without even asking my parents, because I know that's what is going to happen. So I think there I should have spoken up instead of just rejecting myself.
Yes.
Yeah, I think many times I've done this.
Anyone else who has done that self-rejection? I think they're gonna say no, so I'm not even going to ask. Anyone else who has done that? I think this is a very big money and the client is just going to say no. I rather not ask them. Or this friend of mine, I want to ask them for ABC thing. This guy I really like, I want to ask, him for a date. I don't think he will say yes. This is called self-rejection. Who has done self-rejection? So you are doing self-rejection, Manvi, right?
Yeah, but
One of the reasons.
where is the need? Yeah, one of it is self-rejection. But where does the need of self-rejection come from?
What do you mean? Because it gives you a sense of false safety. Because now you know the answer. When you're going to ask, you don't know if it's a yes or no. When you self-reject, you know the answer is no. You are certain of an outcome. Certainty is comfort zone. Comfort zone is where no growth happens. I know we have had these conversations before. As a coach, I'm talking to everyone. Your job is to get comfortable in being uncertain. A client would sign up with you for 6 months. How would you know what to do in the next 6 months? How can you create a plan for all the all the weeks of these 6 months? How can you do that? You cannot. The person who signed up with a coach in January 2020, they didn't know the world is going to shut down, but the coaches still continue. Your job is to get comfortable in uncertainty, like being more okay. I don't think you can get comfortable in uncertainty, but being more okay with being uncertain, and make your clients do that as well. How did I know who will be on these coaching seats today? I didn't know. I didn't know what problems or issues or what you wanted to create before this session. I just knew I have this one foundation that I wanted to talk about today. That's it. It's because I've trained myself in the last years to be okay with this uncertainty. And I'm doing this live. I'm gonna put this unedited on YouTube. I will talk about it, man, if you want here. I remember. But this is how I do. I do live sessions and put it on. It's not that I'm such a great person. I'm not saying in that sense. It's that you can train yourself to do this, to be okay with your uncertainty. Okay. So what do you think you need in this moment, Manu?
I think I need to give myself a chance.
Who else agrees with
Yeah.
insight? Who else feels the answer to self-rejection is giving yourself a chance? You are on the right track. Good luck.
Thank you.
So I'm going to let you go now. Thank you for showing up, Manvi. Type in the chat box what's something that you loved in this session today. The questions I ask, you don't have to answer them right away. And I have had this belief for quite some time now. Life is about asking yourself better questions. So, what do I need in this moment? Or what do I want to create in the next 1 month? Let's spend some time in thinking these questions thoroughly. Sure, Sandeep, thank you so much. We're going to take a few minutes just to summarize this, whatever we discussed, whatever we got out of it. And yeah, thank you so much for being patient. I knew it went a few minutes more than how it was supposed to be. Everyone type in, what did you love about the session? Thank you, Nandita. So Nandita said, I loved how you took out the answer from them without suggesting what needs to be done. I think I did that with Rohan a little bit. And I mentioned why I did that. What else? So one thing, what you loved in the session. Second thing, what's your one insight? Just mention one, don't mention 10. One insight from this session that you're going to take away. Priyanshi, I loved how easy the session went and how open everyone was with their fears. I think it made me realize how human we all are at the end of the day. Thank you so much, everyone who showed up today. I celebrate you. I see you. Ishita, I like the vulnerability and thought were discussed. Okay, amazing. Thank you. So one, what you loved about the session. Second, what's your biggest insight? Insight, ask better questions to me and my client. Amazing. I love the questions that were being asked. Thank you, Simran. Sheetal, I loved how you handle smoothly each one of us without any judgment. Thank you, Sheetal. So we do this once a month when I do group coaching in my group, and I bring out non-group members as well. Anyone who is looking to experience this coaching one-on-one, because you saw I did this one-on-one coaching, but it was limited to the time and everything. So if you want to explore this power of coaching, I'm going to drop my breakthrough session link. Okay. This is for non-group members. If you're watching this as a recording, I'm gonna put it in the YouTube description. So you can book, fill the form. Insight, more inner work. Amazing. Ishita, inside it is your own mindset that can help you best. Amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for showing up. Okay. And I really enjoyed this energy. This showing up to do this inner work, it will not give you as much short-term results as it will give you the long-term benefits of doing this. Okay. And do a little celebratory activity, whatever you like to do when you are celebrating something, dance, eat, sing, whatever it is, that you spend this time 1.5 hours for yourself. Congratulations and very best wishes. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.